Hey there, what is up, plant community? I did a video previously on a plant, but I left a very valuable detail out of it, so I am going to redo this video for you. And sorry if you hear some sniffling or anything like that. My allergies have been, ever since the wildfires and the Canadian wildfires blowed their smoke over here, and combined with the Sahara dust storm that swept its way all the way up to Indiana, my allergies have been still killing me. So yeah, sorry if you guys hear any sniffles in this video, but I figured I'd talk about a native plant today, an Indiana native, which I am absolutely proud to have in my garden. Is something I've been waiting to get for a long time. Now, this guy may not look like much now, but he'll get so much bigger. This is the native oak leaf hydrangea, native here to Indiana. So what is nice about this hydrangea? Squirrel dug right there. That's okay, though. I don't mind him digging around the mulch. Anyway, so what is awesome about this hydrangea? So, what is cool about this hydrangea, and I absolutely love, is that when they get more mature, not only is it native here, but the leaves get absolutely huge on this guy. And so it's different in that asset against your European hydrangeas. And it's native, so you ain't got to do a whole lot to the soil. They can take many different soil types. And unlike the European hydrangeas over there, these hydrangeas start off green with their flowers, then they grow outwards to white. And as they get white, though, as they get older and aged, they'll eventually turn pink. Therefore, you're not have to do much with these native hydrangeas. You don't even have to add acidity to your soil. You don't have to make your soil acid-like, is what I'm trying to say. Now, what is the other nice thing about these hydrangeas? Which you can't quite see yet, but that bark. That bark is almost like paper birch bark or whatever. It peels away, and that is just absolutely brilliant. I love that about them. And the other nice thing, which we can see a little bit there, is these cinnamon-like stems. Sorry about that. These stems look like cinnamon sticks, and they are just wonderful. They are just absolutely awesome. So, since they're native too, you ain't really got to worry about pests because they are native, and there is native things that will absolutely handle these flowers for you, these hydrangeas. And since they are native, they'll do better for you in the garden than the European ones. So, what is something that you have to do when you first get this plant? Well, they like shade where they naturally grow, which is here in Indiana, most of the U.S. They grow in the forest underneath canopies, so they like shade. They could take some sun, and taking it directly, though, all day isn't ideal, as you can see there, but they can do it. So that's nice right there, is the factor that they can take some direct sun. Maybe more so than your European hydrangeas there. But when you get them, another thing you're going to want to do is, when you find a shady location to plant them, is you're going to want to keep moisture around them. And they're going to need to be maybe babied a little bit. I would argue, so far, I haven't had to baby it as much as the European hydrangeas when I first planted them, because they droop, and these guys will too if they're too thirsty, but I say they're more drought tolerant than your European hydrangea, so that's always nice to have a hydrangea that's already drought tolerant. So the other thing that's really nice about these hydrangeas is they don't form the ball-like flowers. They form more of their natural look of a hydrangea, which means they get these big old cones that flower. These guys could get pretty big, pretty spacious, so if you want to keep them a certain size, there's something that you want to kind of put further in the background, or say if you do put them up against a fence line, as I do, you're going to have to maybe trim them back. But be aware that if you do trim them, you might want to do it when they're still dormant. That might, I'm not sure if that'll prevent them from flowering or not. From what I've seen, is most people do it when they're already green, and that just completely stops them from flowering. So I'll do mine when it's dormant, and we'll see if we still get flowers. So another great thing about these guys, too, is they attract native pollinators to your area. So like native butterflies, things like that, they will do fantastic with them. So what's another cool thing about these hydrangeas? So the thing that I find absolutely fascinating about these oak leaf hydrangeas that are native to most of the United States is when fall comes around, everything else gets its fall color, unlike the European hydrangeas over there, which will completely turn all brown. These hydrangeas leaves will turn red to a dark burgundy color, which I think on a plant like this is absolutely brilliant. It's one of your big leaf hydrangeas, just like these guys, only this is native. And another thing you could do too to help hold the moisture for these guys is put mulch around them like I did. That will definitely help retain moisture, and it helps with those roots too. It helps keep the roots warmer too in the winter. But yeah, oak leaf hydrangea, you don't have to fertilize them if they're native. So that's the nice things about having natives, is you don't really have to fertilize. Now, I fertilize just to give my plants the best chance at life. So sorry about that, folks. There was a loud vehicle, so I went ahead and paused. So that's another very nice thing about this plant that I absolutely love and adore. So yeah, otherwise than that, oak leaf hydrangeas arguably better. Words are hard today because I'm all stuffed up, so please excuse me and my English language here during my sinus issues. So, in my opinion, these are arguably better than the European hydrangeas. Even though they come in wide colors and everything like that, I feel these guys are more better. Especially if you live in a region where they are native. Go ahead and give them a try. You can't go wrong with growing a native plant normally. So, yep, oak leaf hydrangea. Grow them if you got them. Try them out if you got them. If you can find them, that is. It took me a while to find something like this. Because for a while I just kind of gave up and got the European counterparts. But if I knew that they would have had oak leaves, I probably would have never gotten the European counterparts. So, yeah, now I got to balance that out with maybe getting another native oak leaf. So, yeah, try them out if you got them. And, like I said, unlike other hydrangeas, since they got the big old leaves, they give a very tropical effect. Now, they will eventually lose these leaves, too. I forgot to mention. In a colder zone, like here, they're native, but it's also a colder zone. So, sorry about that, folks. Fire truck. Seems to be a lot going on in downtown Muncie today. But, anyways, where was I? Yeah, I actually paused the video, and I don't even remember where I was. So, oh, yeah, okay, I remember now. So, yeah, so the fun thing about these guys, too, is they will lose their leaves if you live in a colder zone. But the fun thing about them is if you live further south, these are good for more of a southerly climate, too, unlike the European ones. So if you live in a very southerly climate and you want hydrangeas, strongly recommend oak leaf. Just see if they're native in your area. If you I mean, they don't have to be natives, you know. I'm not going to be a guy who's like, if it's not native, don't plant it, because, I mean, obviously, I don't have native plants. Not all my plants are native. I do have native inserts I do put in the garden. Like, a lot of my ferns are natives, and I try to implement natives if it fits with my aesthetics. Anyways, so, yeah, they will hold on to their leaves in the south, and their leaves will just turn to a fall color, and you'll have burgundy leaves until spring. So that's the fun thing about them. So yeah, and they are a long-lived flowering plant, so you'll have flowers throughout the growing season. So yeah, oak leaf hydrangea, get 'em, try them out. Tell me how they do for you in the comments. And tell me, if you do have these, what you love about them in the comments. Otherwise than that, folks, keep it real and keep it tropical.